Welcome back, Devils fans, and we are officially on a 3-game heater. The Devils pull it out in overtime, taking down the Philadelphia Flyers by a score of 4-3 in overtime with a thrilling finish. Let's start it all at the beginning. First period, Mikey McLeod beautifully dances through the neutral zone, setting up Holtz for an amazing shot. Beautiful shot by Holtz, 1-0 lead. That's the 9th point on the year for Mikey. 7th goal, 10th point for Holtz. Secondary assist for Colin Miller on the play. A little while later in the period, Jack makes it 2-0 from Toffoli and Mercer. Jack's 8th goal, 27th point on the season, and Toffoli's 20th point. What a play. And then it appears that Luke Hughes is going to join the departed injured players in the press box. Gets absolutely cheap shotted by Hathaway. Another controversial hit. Complete nonsensical thing again against the Devils. Someone taking a cheap shot in a weird scenario. There was an issue of potentially a late whistle on the icing. I really got to go back and watch it again more times. But in the end, even with a potential late whistle, Hathaway knew that Luke was in a vulnerable position, and instead of easing up, he decided to bury him. Scumbag move, total scumbag move. Eventually, after a conference with the refs and the linesmen, they give him the 5-minute major in the game. So we can't even get payback on this clown. I was hoping someone was going to two-hand chop his right in the kneecap later on in the game, but unfortunately he gets the game misconduct. So he's out of the game. Toronto then calls down to the officiating crew. There's another conference to confirm their initial 5-minute major call, and Toronto does indeed confirm it. Hathaway gets the gate thrown out of the game, and now without Luke and Dougie, Colin Miller is playing quarterback on power play 1. So Colin Miller finds his way to power play 1. We don't do anything with the power play. But at this point now, we all think Luke Hughes might be joining the long-term injured list, or at least miss sizable time. All these injuries seem to keep happening. We can't seem to catch a break, and we're injury riddled right now, and it seems to continuously happen. So it's something we're going to have to overcome, and good clubs do that by having depth. I don't know about some of the call-ups and some of the things we're going to be doing, but going forward with all these injuries, but I think we'll see a few different guys on the roster throughout the next month or two as more injuries happen and we miss man games. Second period starts. Luke returns. Sigh of relief. I definitely thought that Luke was done. And so to see him back out there for the second was absolutely amazing. Another disaster avoided. And then with 11:49 left, Frost scores for Flyers to cut the lead to 2-1 Devils. And the Flyers just took it to us in the second period. It was a total assault. They had 24 shots against. Schmid stood tall, made some great saves, and 2-1 after 2. So we go to third period. Toffoli cleaning up the garbage on the power play gives us a 3-1 lead. His 12th goal, 21st point on the season. I've said it multiple times on the channel. I absolutely love Tyler Toffoli. He is one of these gritty guys that could score, and he has the fire. You know he wants to win. He's a competitor. He's a veteran. Love Toffoli. Hopefully we find a way to sign him, or not long-term, but at least a few-year deal so he could go on some deep playoff runs with the kids we have in our nucleus. Love Toffoli. Hope he's back. And then 5 minutes left. Walker scores for the Flyers on a perfect shot. It was an absolute laser. There was crossing traffic, perfectly screening Schmid in the puck, top left corner of the net. 3-2. Very lucky shot, but I mean, it's a good shot, but it's a lucky shot. And with the traffic, Schmid never saw it. 3-2 Flyers, can't really blame him on a goal like that. I mean, it's an unfortunate break. And then late in the third period, we get a penalty call on Jack Hughes. And now, not to trash the camera crew, but this was right before a TV timeout. So the league has scheduled TV timeouts, I believe, at certain minute markers. And I guess it was coming up right as Jack took the penalty. And he was very animated after the penalty call. He was yelling at the refs. He skated around. He was very animated. And so I would love to know if that was truly a penalty, if it was a BS phantom call, because I believe the way he reacted, it probably was a complete BS call, and a gift to the Flyers. And so now we're on the penalty kill. And of course, the Zebras get Brendan Smith for slashing after he responded to a cross-check. So he was cross-checked. I think it was Konecny. Cross-checked him. Refs missed it, and then he slashed in retaliation, and they called him on the slash. So now it's a 5-on-3. And at this point, I'm thinking, are we going to see a 6-on-3? Are they going to pull the goalie and have a 6-on-3? They ended up not pulling the goalie. They stuck with the 5-on-3. Jack comes out of the box. Now it's a 5-on-4. And then the Flyers pull Carter Hart, and now it's a 6-on-4. And with 50.9 seconds left, they find a way, and they score. Completely devastating. I was very deflated. When they scored that goal, it was like, wow. I mean, Schmid played an incredible game, stood on his head, deserved the win, and I was like, now we're going to blow this game. And at this point, we already gave the Flyers a point. It was just painful. It was a painful goal with 50.9 seconds left, and nothing happens in the last 50.9 seconds of the game, and now we're headed to overtime. Schmid with 45 saves on 48 shots through regulation. Folks, he came out tonight. Schmid showed out in a return performance after the come-from-behind win against the Islanders, and he showed out. 48 shots, 45 saves through 3 periods of play, and now we're headed for overtime. Anything could happen in overtime. We haven't been to overtime in a while, and I think it was the Devils' only third, maybe, overtime appearance on the season. But overtime starts. Absolutely poetic justice. Poetic justice was served on a platter. The brothers Hughes, the Hughes brothers, come streaking down the wings in a beautiful 2-on-1. And Jack just feeds it to little brother Luke, who buries it in the back of the net. A mere couple hours of real time after being cheap-shotted into the boards and leaving the game temporarily in the first period after a scumbag hit by Hathaway. Luke buries one on the beautiful dish from his older brother. Devils get the 4-3 win. Thrilling victory. It sucks that we gave the Flyers the point, but wow, Jack to Luke in overtime. How many times have they probably done that as kids on ponds and whatever the little games they're playing around? The chemistry is for real, and it's exciting, and it's here for a long time. The Hughes era is underway in New Jersey. Stunning goal by Luke. You're the man, Luke. Get us that win. And that leads me in closing to my final thoughts here is that win or lose this game, after regulation, I was firmly sold that Akira Schmid should start tomorrow night against the San Jose Sharks. The nonsense of, the guys can't play back-to-backs, this is a fairly new thing. Guys can play back-to-back. And so I don't want to hear it. Schmid came in the last game. We clawed back. I believe it's going to end up being the turning point of the season. We now come into Philly, win another thrilling game, and Schmid stands on his head and faces 48 shots, makes 45 saves. Absolute great outing for Akira Schmid. I'm sorry to say, I think if Vanacek was in the net, he would have given up at least 8 if they allowed him to stay in that long, or he would have got shelled early and pulled. In that second period, we were under a complete assault, and Schmid kept us in there. Stunning performance by Akira Schmid. Nothing more I can say about him. You guys know how I feel about him on this channel. I've sung nothing but his praises, thinks he deserves his shot, and now he's won 2 games in a row, both emotional roller coaster, amazing wins for the team, and I believe it's his net, and I want to see him start in back-to-back games. I know, it might not happen. They might try to cite the workload, right? Instead of saying they don't have the balls to start him in back-to-back games, I could see them saying something like, Akira had a heavy workload, like we would have thought about it, but because of the workload, we're going to give V the next start. I don't want to hear any of that. Screw the workload. Let's see how far this kid could take us. I believe he could bring us far, and I believe he's earned the start tomorrow night I think it'd be the ultimate vote of confidence in him by the coaching staff. And I think, that goes far with players, because I'm assuming he probably doesn't think that he's going to get the start. But I think that if they show the confidence in him, that people are so hesitant to start goalies back to back because, it's just so much, it's so physical, it's so much work. Like Jack Hughes plays every night. Luke Hughes plays every night. These guys are out there taking beatings. The goalie's in the net. I mean, I don't understand where this philosophy came where it was just so taxing that they couldn't possibly play back-to-back games. Bullshit. Give Akira the net tomorrow night against San Jose. He's earned it. And let's see where he's going to take us. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about the game tonight or anything else Devils related. Who do you think should get the net tomorrow? But, wow, another thrilling game for this New Jersey Devils club. And I believe we might be on the way to experience the special season that we all thought we were going to experience heading into the year. We had high expectations, then after we hit the little skid, then people started, they might not be as good as, and all these things, we're going to make the plus, and all the the pundits and the people came out of the woodwork. Bottom line is, this is a great team, and we're finally going to start to show it. Hopefully the injuries stop, people come back, we ice a full lineup, but that's it, folks. Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. As always, let's go Devils.